Welcome back to the Tiger Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about the Transform Element TE-03 Speedstar. This is their take on Mirage. Transform Element is an up-and-coming company. I think they did a good job on this guy. We're going to talk about it. I did get this from Show Z. I just got it in a couple days ago. I think it's a great figure. So let's talk about it. So let's take a look at this box here. It looks like Transform Element did some wild, crazy stuff with it. Great artwork. That definitely looks like Mirage. Looks like Mirage with a shiny paint job. It says Unreal Image. So whatever's going on with all of that. Speedstar. Gotta be 16. See, gotta be 16 to mess with this. So before we get into this, we need to discuss the issue with the messed up hips. It's just assembled wrong, and this is put correctly. I did do the fix to it. I will link a video down below that shows you how to do the fix, and that's RFC, Radio Free Cybertron. They do that over there. And so with this, you basically unscrew these two screws, pop this piece out, pull the leg off, then flip the hip 180 so that you kind of eliminate a gap up there. And then it's already done on this one. Of course, the assembly, putting it back in, the more you do stuff like this, the more you're going to stress this pin down here. And so the more you stress that pin, you could possibly break that part of the figure. So I did mine, and I was thinking, man, I should have done that on camera, but I didn't. But let's get into the review. So here he is in his robot mode, and I do like this figure so far. First off, looking at the head, the paint is just beautiful. This thing is painted all over. It is shiny. It's exceeding expectations for the price point for sure. But the great head sculpt, great face sculpt, excellent paint right here on the chest, just nice shiny. Got some silver going on right here. Now this I think is painted here and blue plastic, and it matches relatively well. And then getting on down to white painted thighs, just awesome, awesome. It looks super tuned and has some silver elements to it, so like kind of a real world element to it. Pretty clean in the back. I mean, it's not the cleanest in the back that it could be, but it's not bad, really. Here's his gun, and it just tabs in like a standard MP gun. It looks good. It holds in there pretty good too. Not bad at all. Let's get into some posability. He's got quite a bit of articulation, so his head can go way down and up, and it's part of a transformation. Side to side, his shoulder out to the 90, and you can flip it all the way around. And this piece here does kind of move a bit, but you can position it however you want, so it's not that big of a deal. You do have a double jointed, just extreme amount of articulation with that. And of course you have the thigh swivel, which is bicep swivel, which is really tight. You also have on the hand, it moves, it's tight. It's also pinned at the 3. You got 3, come on, pick that up. 3 fingers, I'm sorry, yeah, 3 fingers and the pointer finger, and then the thumb is also articulated. So quite a bit of articulation in the hand. I like they're really kind of showing off what they can do at this point, because their prime was pretty good. Now they're like, what can we do with number 2? And aside from that manufacturing issue with the hip, I really think that it's pretty good so far. So there is the official thigh swivel. Flip this up, and now this hip skirt it's got like a double hip skirt. So if you fold it over to completely kind of cover up the hip, then you need to fold it out when you lift the legs. So that is a bit of a downer, but it does make for a cleaner look. All the way out to the front 90, all the way to the back 90, thigh swivel. You got a double jointed knee. Just golly, it's a lot of articulation in this figure. And here is the ankle, tilt, pivot, kind of pretty much whatever you would expect it to do, it can get the job done. So he does have an extra head here, so there is the second head. Now, it's weird because one head has a screw to change out the face, and then the other head, I guess you can't change the face out. So here is the other face. And it's kind of a screaming face. It's pick that up there. Yeah, there it is. No, it's a smiling face. No, I'm sorry, it's not a screaming face. But these two faces look so similar. It's just like, just different heads. And that's cool. I really like this new trend of them including multiple heads in case something does happen to your original one. All right, so here he is next to Transform Element. So the same company's Optimus Prime, and then the MP44 from Takara. And so depending on which one of these you have, where does he fit in? He actually fits in very well with both. He fits in very well with either one of them, any of them. Looks good. So let's throw a few more figures in the mix here just for fun to see how he blends in, and I think he blends in really well. So let's get into a couple of comparisons. And so we have DX9, Transform Element, and MMCs. Here's the thing. I never felt good about MMC. I felt like he just didn't match the tune. Guess what? MMC wasn't trying to match the tune. So they didn't match the tune 100%. I feel like this guy here is just old technology. DX9 was the first one out of the gate. When he came out, he was good, not great. And the thing is, he's still not horrible. He's just not up with modern technology and the new advancements in transformations and all of that. This guy nails it. In fact, he looks so good. I don't know what all Fans Toys is going to do to beat it. I mean, this thing has a bit of heft to him. And he looks that good. The only thing I can think of is the side profile. So let's look at all these guys with the side and the back, since they are all the competitors and whatever is all out there. And looking at the side, you see this giant tire, which says Goodyear on it. That's cool. But his tire seems a little bit more sleek. It's more of a low profile tire, so it doesn't stick out quite as much, and it's not as obtrusive. It's not as big of a deal. Then you look to the back, and although that does still look pretty clean, they kind of all look pretty clean from the back. When you look at them, this one, I kind of like the way that looks a little bit better. I'm used to see this tire hanging out. It sort of covers up most of the tire with that. I mean, it's kind of up to personal preference, but to me, really, the back, this isn't bad, and this one's not bad. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy transformed up. First thing you want to do is flip his head around backwards, and then you're going to want to lift this up, and we're going to move the wheels out and slide his head down so that we can lift this piece up, kind of get that out of the way, and start working towards the transformation. And then we're going to need to, while it's back, get this out of the way and slide the cockpit piece together. Slide that piece up. Alright, so we slide all of that together like so. We're going to turn this around, and we need to get these ab pieces we're going to get those pieces out. We're going to flip it around and kind of get it out of the way for now. Get that out of the way. We're going to need to move these. The arms is all going to go in there. So that's the next part of this. So let's push these back a bit, and let's work on the arms. So we're going to take these hands and push them inside the arms. Fold the thumb down, the rest of the hand down. Open up the tab and fold it in. Tab it back. Same thing on this side. Open up the tab, fold it in, tab that. Now, I'm going to need to do the double jointed elbow. Fold all this in to here, like that. And that should be working okay. Make sure we got this out enough to clear it. Make sure that's clearing it. You should have that side pretty good. This side will do the same thing. Fold this down on this hinge while you're folding this in, and there it goes. I want to make sure this piece here has the clearance. Get it out of the way. And that works. So let's kind of get that moved out of the way there. Next up, we want to do something with this cannon. So moving this cannon around, you want it positioned about like this, and then you're going to move it past the tire, and it feels like a bit of a tolerance issue to get it past the tire, but work it back up there, and there it is. And then you can make both tires go out, and you can fold these pieces here out. And we've got the upper body pretty much done. Fold that up there. So that works. Then these pieces here fold in, and we can just kind of get those put in place for now. Everything's on a slider. Slide these up. And there's a lot of sliders with this transformation. But we're going to do a little more tightening up here in just a little bit. Okay, so moving down to the legs. So getting into the legs, with the ab crunch, which I don't know if I showed the ab crunch off so much, but with the ab crunch you can spin this around. And with this, we need to fold out these hip skirts right here. And we can have this ab crunch piece back in. We're going to explode the legs. So take this, open it up, and then we're going to open this piece up. We're going to fold that down, fold this up, and we're just going to pretty much explode this leg. And that's the easiest way to understand it. Once you've exploded this leg, this thing's on a slider, you slide it up right here, slider, fold this down, and it's on a slider too. So you see it's on a slider. There are probably a dozen sliders on this thing. Get that out of the way. We're going to have it looking something about like this, and we're going to fold this whole piece up, folding. Then we're going to fold it over and just keep rotating as we go. Get this spoiler up and out of the way, and then get that piece right there. Now we're needing to fold this piece in, and it needs to sort of line up with that piece, of course, and we'll pretty much have a leg done, and we're gonna have to go around and tighten everything up. The more you work with it, the more stuff's gonna come untabbed like usual, but we're pretty much done on this side. Slide this rail over, and this is a thin piece of plastic on a really thin rail, and it's not wanting to slide for me right now. So it's something that's definitely want to be mindful of. There it goes. There it slid. So doing the other leg the same way, more or less, we're going to untab this. We're going to fold it out. We're going to open this up, fold this up, and we've got the feet out of the way. And then rotate this around, open this piece here up also. So you got it all exploded so that you can fold it up. Okay, it's exploded. Folding it up on this joint right there. And then you're going to fold it over. Let's make sure this is lined up right here. It's not lined up right there. Okay. We're going to fold it over at this point and then fold it back in. That's in place, but it's not all lined up right. Get the spoiler up out of the way. I guess we'll do it a little bit different order, which it's not. The spoiler is tough. There it goes. Get it out of the way there. Fold this piece down, but something's not aligned just right on this side because it should all fold in like that. Yes, there it went. And then we can get this tabbed in to itself here Move that up sort of out of the way. Get these two pieces tabbed into here. There, it's coming along. On this side, of course, we're going to slide this up on this slider right here. Fold this in and slide that down so that all of this will fit in, and combine it with this piece here, and then start tabbing everything into place, including the spoiler. I hope that that was a little bit easier. And we pretty much have it in its car mode, but we are going to just go around and push everything in all the way around, and we're going to have a look at it. Okay, so here it is in the alt mode, and you can definitely tell what it is. It's a race car here. Also has, it says Ford on it right there. That's cool. But it's not exactly as solid and tight. As I move some stuff around, a couple things come untabbed and I have to keep retabbing it. That's a downside, but still it looks good. It looks the part. It has what it needs on it. It's got some paint apps on it. Of course, that blue, it seems like it's painted, almost all of the blue is painted. It says Giganess 26. I'm probably saying that wrong. It's probably something I really don't know. Anyway, it looks good. It looks the part. But when we start comparing it to the other ones, we'll see how it holds up. It does roll a bit, but I had a problem. I can't seem to get this to tab in and stay tabbed in. And it's because, for whatever reason, I'm not clearing the bar that holds the engine to it. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. And also, they do have the fold-out tabs from the hip skirts, but you can see we have some gappage right there. So not perfect in the alt mode, not bad in the alt mode, just not the best alt mode I have seen. Let's do some comparisons real quick. Here it is next to the MMC version, and I have to say MMC wins the alt mode for sure. The MMC alt mode does look a lot better. Let's pop that out. And that's where it shines. Like, look at these. There's almost no gap whatsoever in MMC. And there's some gaps in there. It's just the way it is. Bottoms, I mean, I really don't care about the bottoms. Looking at the back of these, let's see if I can take it down just a little bit more. The back actually looks a little bit better on this one. And the spoiler, the way the spoiler is positioned, I kind of like the spoiler position on MMC better. So all around, I like the alt mode on MMC better. And I can use the MMC one, keep it in alt mode and use it for comparisons quite a bit. So that's going to work for me just right. But still, I mean, it's not bad in the alt mode. Here's next to Hot Rod and Blur. Let's get a different angle. Hot Rod and Blur, there it is. That looks pretty good as a team right there. And the recently retired Final Victory. It just doesn't seem like the Final Victory one scales right. It's just, I would think it'd be a whole lot bigger, right? So this has been Transform Elements TE-03 Speedstar Unreal Image. This is an outstanding figure, an excellent second release for a company that really did a great job with their Optimus Prime. Now they're doing another wonderful figure in the Masterpiece scale. This is the second Masterpiece scaled figure that they have made. I'm really excited that this company is doing this and making very G1-esque tune accurate figures to compete with the likes of Fans Toys and X-Transbots and MMC and the other big boys that are out there. They can hold their own. This is an excellent figure. Did have a problem with the hip manufacturing, so it was a pretty simple fix overall. Pretty good figure. You can get yours at Show Z. I'll have a link down below. Like, subscribe. Teddy Finger out.